Hello everyone, welcome back to the Regal Gentleman YouTube channel. We are in isolation, so we are in my back garden. Now today I'm going to be doing a haircut on Cole, who is our model today. Very different to our other models, as you know. We're going to be doing what I would say more of what you will be coming out of isolation with. So over the ears, a little bit of it like kind of looser on the neck, and just quite a lot of texture but longer on the top. Now I'm trying to do a haircut that what guys are going to be going back to work with potentially, and depending how long we are on lockdown for. Now in the UK we've been here now, we're going into our we're on our 7th week now, I think, and there's no sign of it breaking. So I'm guessing anyone who's seen me 7-8 weeks ago are well overdue a haircut. So I'm guessing it's going to be over the ears, long on the neck, and obviously a lot longer on top. So I want to try and show you guys how to style the hair when it's a bit longer, what haircut will work really well if you're liking the hair a bit longer as well. And essentially just something that is going to look good when you go straight back to work as well. So I just want to also say a massive shout out to Pivot Point for providing the mannequins today, and for our upcoming tutorials as well. It's very, very kind of you to do so, and it's obviously helping us keep these videos coming as well. So thank you so much for that. Right, so this is Cole. Now Cole is our model today. So Cole's hair texture is quite fine, okay, and as you can see, it's quite long as well. But this is human hair, so obviously it's gonna be as similar as what it would be if we were doing a haircut on somebody in Hunter Collective. So what I'm going to do today is I want to try and keep a bit of hair coming over the ears. So as you can see, the hairline on these mannequins are very realistic to some degree. A little bit higher around the ears, obviously. I'm very, very wide on the neck as well, which is nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and keep it quite long over the ears and onto the neck as well, but just give you something that you can kind of style with. And even if you go back into the barbershop, what you could actually ask for as well, you know, if you're liking it being a bit longer. So that will be a quite nice one to do as well. So I'm going to start off by doing a horseshoe section on this today. Now with Cole, his crown is smack bang in the middle, as you can see there as well, okay? So it's right smack bang in the middle, okay? Which obviously is good for a lot of different hairstyles as well. So that's really good for showcasing a few different looks on this one today. But for the main purpose of this haircut, I want to just show guys what it can be like if you do leave your hair a bit longer over the ears, which would be quite nice as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off by horseshoe section. So working from the back, just working down. Now, I just want to say as well, with the actual maintenance of these mannequin heads, I've actually shampooed it twice and placed some conditioner in as well. But the good thing is with these, if you are working on mannequin heads, any barbers out there who are working on mannequin heads, is try not wash all the conditioner out of the mannequins, because it just keeps it softer and easier to work with as well. So I put maybe a good couple of pumps of a regular conditioner, an everyday conditioner, and I literally must have spent about 10 seconds rinsing over the mannequin, just to give you an idea. So that still retains a bit of the conditioner, which actually makes it easier to comb through as well. All right, so I'm trying to replicate this, working from just below the crown, say about an inch below the crown, and right to his recession point. Now obviously on these mannequins, the recession point has been obviously made, so I'm going to try and keep as much of that fringe in as possible. So I may have to drop it down slightly just to work in to the recession point here, okay? Place my thumb, the back of the comb, working it around, and as I get to where I want to separate the hair, push my thumb in, pull the comb out, and that creates a nice line as well. Just working into match as well. There we go. Twist that up, twist it around, and bring it back on itself there to sit nice. So that's my horseshoe that I'm starting with. So the crown is there. So I've left it probably, yeah, roughly maybe an inch, maybe just short of an inch, and just worked it all the way around the head as well. All right. I'm taking my section just before start of the ear and pushing that back, working in. Now I want to take this down to a length that is, say, roughly, I would say 2/3 of the length removed, so leaving a third left, okay? So that will be a very similar length to what a lot of people will be if they've, say, had a clip of work back and sides. Especially if you're in isolation as long as we are in the UK, it'll be roughly about the same, okay? Just working it through, and I'm going to work palm to palm to remove this bulk. I'm going to be working in uniform sections, uniform cutting, so straight along my finger, okay? So I'm going to remove about that much length, okay? So roughly about that much, okay? Straight in, completely parallel to the other side, and work down. And bring that section from underneath, and cut in my guide. So you're here, again, working completely straight out. One last guide, sorry, one last section, and work straight down. So that is the length we're going to be working with through the top. If you can see that, that's the length I'm going to be looking to work with here. Now we'll remove some of that as we work down as well, because what happens when you pull it straight out, it's all pretty much all the same length all the way through. But obviously we're going to taper this in a little bit around the bottom, so it sits a bit loose around the nape and around the sides as well. Same size section again, we're roughly working to the top of the ear. Comb it back, comb the hair out the way, and then take away a little bit of the section from before, and then work in again and look for my guide. So pull that back, there's my guide, cut to match, cut again. So what we're starting to see now is a bit of movement, but we're ultimately keeping the shape of the haircut square, as you can see from that angle. You look at that, we're still keeping square in the sides as well. Pull it out as well. We're going to take a wider section. We're going to take the same size section, working into the neck now. So from the previous section, comb all that out, comb it in towards me, bring a section from the previous section, pull it out till I can see it. There we go, there's my guide under there. Removing all this length. Form the guide from the top now, because there is no hair underneath. So I'm keeping the same consistency of the sections, so same width all the way through. My guide there. Right guys, after I've done this section, I'm going to cross check just by using my fingers and pulling the guides out from the top where we take our first sections, just to make sure I'm getting it completely perfect. Because what can happen is when you work from the centre back onto the left hand side, around the head on the left hand side, which because I'm right handed, you can sort of lose your guide a little bit, because you either you end up coming a bit too far over. But it's one of the things that I found that used to happen to me when I was learning this technique. This is the thing that used to happen to me quite a lot. So I always just do a cross check. Just try and maybe after, if you're new to doing palm to palm, just cross check maybe after, say, every 3 to 4 sections, just to make sure that you're working through and you're following the same guide. So as you can see, I'm pulling these out, and that's all starting to match as well. So that's good. So I know I'm on the right track here. If I noticed it was getting a bit longer in a certain place, I could then go back a section and cut it. If you're going a bit too short, I might have to start again. But at the minute, we're doing well. So don't worry when you start to think that there's like quite a lot of hair down here compared to everywhere else. This is all cut one length. So what will happen is as the head slowly dips into the nape, past the occipital bone and from the round of the head up here, you will be leaving more length through the bottom. Don't worry about that, because that will be cut last. Okay, so we'll do all the finer details last. Don't mind my daughter's artwork there. She's coming on strong at once, so she's not doing too bad of a job. So as you can see, by keeping the same width in the sections, I've got this is my third to last section. Okay, so if you think back to when we first started doing the right hand side, I was cutting through, I was 1, 2, and then I was at the back of the hairline. So as you can see, we're still keeping consistent with our sections as well, so that's all being the same. Now that is me removing all the bulk on the back and sides and putting that shape into it as well. So, what I want you to see now, see we're keeping that nice balance through the sides. All them sections are the same length as well. Now what we'll do is we'll cut the top. I'm going to show you a nice technique now. It's a very nice even way. It's a very much more simplified way of removing length and connecting as well. So what we do is we create a T section across the top. So letter T goes from, on here it'll be from Cole's crown because of where it's placed and obviously the shape of the head, etc., because it's on a mannequin. But this would usually be done either just before the crown or just behind the crown, okay? So wherever you see the crown is going to be a problem area, you take that crown problem away by not actually taking it on the actual crown itself. So come on the hair from the nose, separating it and working it through, creating a centre part, okay? Straight as you can get it, okay? So I've got my T section there. I'll show you from the back. There you go, at the letter T, okay? So, now this is a really good way for beginners, this, of creating, or it's basically balancing the sides and taking out whatever much you want off the top. Now, if I put this up through the sides, there's my section underneath, okay? There's my guide from underneath. Now, if I want to leave more length on, I take it more vertical. If I want to remove more length, I become more horizontal, okay? So, depending on how short you want to go is just depending how flat your fingers are or how straight your fingers are to the head. It's really as simple as that. Now, I want to leave a bit of length on this, but obviously it's got quite a lot of length already, so I'm going to have more of that angle today because I want to remove a fair bit of length, okay? So what I'm going to do, here's my guide from my fingers there. I'm going to take that angle there. I'm going to cut it there, nice and straight. Same sides section again, just getting closer and closer towards the front. And the good thing is now I've got a guide from the side and a good guide from the back as well. So bring it straight out, and there's my guide there, and there's my guide behind it as well, okay? Following that, cutting it nice and straight. I won't really have a guide from underneath too much now, but I've got my guide from behind. There we go, and then I'll bring this last section. So I'm taking one more section through there, and I'm going to start bringing this back now, okay, because this will replicate more of a genuine hairline. And bring that section back. There we go. And again, as you can see, that shape is still staying nice and square through there, okay? But if you notice, we're starting to connect in that length as well, through there. We have the same size sections, just in front of our T section at the back. What we'll do is find the section underneath. There we go. Same angle as before. And then you start working back again towards the front. To find that angle, there we go. And bringing in this one again straight out. And then starting the last two sections to over direct them back into that previously cut section. And the final one comes back in. So essentially, what we're left with is a point across the top. So I pick this up, you'll see you're left with a point. So regardless how short you want to go, you can still match up both sides, because if you want to go short, it'll match up there. If you want to go longer, longer and longer and longer and longer, it will always match up. So that's what the beauty of doing this technique is, that you can go however long or short you want on the top, but it will still connect either way just by cutting through the middle. Because by the angles you cut it on here, it's always going to be a connecting point, okay? Now what we do to the back, to connect the back in, we work around the crown, okay? So in like a sort of orange segment through the crown. So working from my right hand side here, on here, I'm going to work around into myself, keeping it nice and straight this time. I'm not starting to curve it around the crown. The only difference I'm doing through the back is I'm keeping my fingers completely vertical through the back. I'm not slightly rounding them or anything like that at all. And this just helps to keep the squareness through the back. What you'll find is when you get back to the other side, bring a section in from the side to there, and it's matched up perfectly. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a section from just before the crown, and pull it back, and I'm going to cut it horizontally because this is where my point is now. If you can start to see, there's my point. There we go. Just to match in that crown. As it falls, it all balances through. Working from the crown, so I've just cut my guide in from the crown, take a section beforehand, scoop it in from the back, and decide what length I want to take off. So I reckon it's probably going to be roughly about that, I think. It's still going to be fairly long. Everyone's hair is going to be growing out quite a lot. So I'm going to match up to that side and cut the point through. And again, same size sections through the top. Got my guide from behind, I've got my guide either side. And cut it off. Straight up. There's my guide. And again, as you can see, I'm cutting everything uniform, club cuts, straight, whichever way you like to say. So I'm just looking to create my primary shape through this haircut now. Straight up. Bring that fringe straight up now as well. Natural over direction. There we go. Last but not least is the fringe. So I can either cut it from that length and go a bit shorter, cut it that length, depends what I want to do. I want to keep a bit of length in it, so I'm going to start here. I'm going to use that point I referenced there. I'm just going to point cut into it, just because it's a nice way to finish off the fringe. I'm going to work all the way around to the other side. There we go. This fringe is cut in nicely as well. I'm going to switch up to my razor now, and I want to create a very nice, natural, soft hairline, okay? So again, this is what people are going to be having by the time they come out of this isolation. So I'm going to start from my right hand side again, through here. I'm going to cut to a length that I like, okay? So I'm going to follow the length that I can see around the ear, okay? So just taking it in my hands, to my fingers, using the razor, and just working through. Make a nice, really natural, soft finish to the hairline. Just going to pull this now straight. I'm just going to work down from the top, just to sort of razor in through the sides. This will just help me thin out the sideburns through here as well, okay? Just going to cut into this as well. Just a bit of freehand. Just to really shatter the ends. Bring it down my fingers, just a bit of freehand. You see the finish on that with the razor is just fantastic, isn't it? Keep a bit of strength in the neckline. So again, just put on my fingers and just working as I see fit. Just through the sides here. Just working through to break it up. I'm just twisting the hair between my fingers like this. And starting to shatter the neckline off nicely. There's a guide from the ear. And just raising to remove that bulk. Now I'm just going to work into the sideburn on cold, just because again, because the way the mannequin hairline is. Just want to break that up a lot more so it's a bit more true to life. Match up here. And we can do just twist it and just work through just to break up that thickness down here. There we go. Now I'm going to add some texture through this now as well. So I'm going to add some texture through the sides. I'll work this through my fingers, coming from the round of the head. I'm just going to work through like this, just to break it up a little bit. Then we can work behind as well, just to force a bit of direction through that hair. Just using the razor, pick it between our fingers again, and just work through, picking out where we want to and just working section through like that, just to really break up this haircut, just thin out a little bit. Lower his head down, pick it up. I'm going to wet the razor from the middle to the end. Okay, what you start to see with a bit of water, that's staying up. Okay, and that's what we're looking for, because you pick that up without water, it falls. So that's how you know the razor's working, and his head is tilted down as well. Working up. Again, let's see that again. Has that worked? Yeah, that's worked again. Just staying up. And one last time just before the fringe. Head back a little bit. Chin up. And working up again from the middle up towards my fingers, and just raise my fingers up again. As you can see, that's staying up. Now the last section is our fringe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wet my comb, wet the hair. I'm going to take my section from here to my fingers, and again work up a little bit high. I'm not going to go to the middle, I'm going to go just above the middle, so it's roughly about here. I'm going to work through to break up them ends, okay? Then 1, 2 little bits through the front, just to help that stand up a little bit, okay? I want the fringe to fall a little bit too, because I think it just makes it look more natural when the fringe falls a little bit more as well. Now what we can do as well, we take some sections on a diagonal and work towards me, like that, to break up the movement in this. Again, same thing through here, work it towards me, and work diagonally across. Again, not working too far, like too close to the hairline. And that's just going to help this hair move around. To the very ends of the hair, just because everything was very blunt, I'm going to use the razor, just between my finger and thumb, this, just going to break up the ends, okay? Working across sporadic sections, just to break away them ends, okay? Just so it isn't too blunt. Working through the corner as well. Nice wide, sporadic sections, just to help break this up a little bit. And that's it, done. Now I'm going to style it off now. I'm going to be using some salt spray in this. It's a good blow drying tool. And again, if your hair's a bit longer, because of our isolation time, you're going to have to use a base product. A base product will really, really help style the hair, okay? It'll give that little bit of extra grip, a little bit of extra hold to make the hair work for you, okay? Now I'm going to use a vent brush for this as well, okay? Because I want this hair to flow nicely, okay? So I'm just going to dry it off from front to back, to sit nicely around the ears, okay? So just comb that out and working through the sides first, okay? A bit of height in there, a bit of movement, a bit of shape. Just use your fingers to really break that up so it looks a lot more natural. And just working across the top. Again, making this really, really easy for you. Not breaking it down to too heavy sections if it comes to styling. So if anyone out there is just watching this video to how to style the hair, it's a really nice way of doing it. Same thing, brush the hair over, okay? Start to see that fall and movement and texture in there. Just dry that hair coming back, okay? It'll just sit really nicely over the ears. And then dry it down. So it's natural hairline, and then just use your fingers, okay? Just to break that up a little bit. Same for the back here, same thing. Working down. And then what we can do is work side to side through the top, okay? Coming this over this way. Working side to side, one side to the other. Very loosely. Again, I'm just trying to make this very easy for you to style, and then we can work this coming back as well. Now, for the purpose of this mannequin, I'm just going to take the sideburns up a little bit, just because they're a little bit long on this haircut at the moment. So I'm just going to work the clipper over comb and just take the sideburns just up a little bit so it looks a little bit more realistic to our home. Same this side again. There we go. So it's very big, as you can see, which most people's hair will be. Now I'm going to finish off with a little bit of cream. I just find a cream is nice to work through this longer hair. It doesn't get stuck. It just falls through a little bit easier as well. So what we're going to do, start at the crown, okay? Start at the crown, way through the sides, way through the back, and then lastly through the fringe, okay? And I'm just going to work this through. So bringing the mannequin towards me a little bit. So work this through here a little bit as well. So we've got a nice bit of height in the fringe, but it's sitting quite messy with a nice bit of shape in there. Got a little bit of length at the back, but it's all nicely balanced. And then we've got a nice square shape sitting through that haircut as well. So if anyone fancies a bit of a longer haircut that I think might be coming in after this isolation, either that or a buzz cut, then this is a nice one to go for, because you can see you've got a lot of nice texture, a lot of nice movements, got a lovely square finish to it, and it just gives a really nice finish to any guy's hair really, and face shape. This is my finished haircut. See a nice bit of height on the top, lovely bit of shape to it. Nice texture working through there, as you can see. Nice square finish all the way through it. A little bit longer on the neck. To have that more natural finish. You see a nice little bit of texture in there, nice lovely razor finish down the bottom to make it look more natural. Again, working through the sides, so again we're trying to keep that little bit of a longer element in this. That's what we're all kind of dealing with at the moment as well. That's the finished shape. So, thank you very much for watching. I know it's not like the normal way of doing things here, but yeah, this was kind of my take on what a lot of guys are going to end up with when we come out of isolation, especially if they have gone a long time without a haircut. I thought I could just showcase something that you could go for, like a look you could try and style, product choice, and also the shape that if you like the longer haircut, you like having a bit more length in there, you could actually get a cut like this as well. So again, working with the razor around the neckline to really break up that hair. And again, just working in a very simple primary shape, very square, very masculine, and then just adding a bit of texture to it as well, just to really help break that hair up. So if you are looking to keep what you've got, you could just ask for a little bit of razor texture in there, or even just point cutting to replicate the same idea. But you don't have to do a lot sometimes to make something work really, really well. So yeah, that is my my finished look.